So, 2020 has come to a close, and that means it's time to recap the year in Hearthstone according to you guys. In fact, for this video, you voted on your 10 most hated Hearthstone cards of the year, and the three behind me didn't even make the cut. Altruist isn't even one of the most hated cards of the year. What? It's crazy. We got some really annoying cards in this list. So let's take a look at the cards you picked and the words you had to say about them. Starting off here with number 10, it's not actually even a card. I asked all of you to vote for your most hated card, and so many of you wrote instead just the class Demon Hunter that it's still ranked on the top 10. That many of you ignored the rules and just picked the entire class because you hate Demon Hunter that much. And you know what? I kind of get it. I'm going to let it slide. So sure enough, Demon Hunter is the 10th most hated card of 2020. So now moving into the first real card of the list, we got Pinflinger here at number 9, and one of you summed this up really well. Hey loser, wasn't me. Hey loser, wasn't me. Hey loser, wasn't me. So on and so forth. I think we've all heard that voice line about 47 trillion times this year, and that's exactly what makes Pinflinger so annoying. You have to just watch the animation over and over again, hear the voice line time and time again, and cards that are that repetitive, even if they don't necessarily feel like too powerful or don't dominate the meta, they just get on your nerves. And I would even put Pinflinger higher on my list personally, maybe even the top spot, but I'm glad I'm not alone there because a lot of you hate Pinflinger too. Moving on to our number 8 card here, it's a sad one for me. It's Bogspine Knuckles, which I revealed this card. This is like mine. I brought this to the world, and here it's hated. So that's sad. And apparently it's even ruined someone's life. I don't know, maybe his girlfriend ran off with a shaman player. I don't want to, speculate. I may never know. If you're out there, how did Bogspine Knuckles ruin your life? Let us all know. But of course a card like this shows up because right now it's right at the forefront of the meta. One of the most popular and powerful decks, and Bogspine Knuckles is really the centerpiece for Evolve Shaman. Evolve is already frustrating because it introduces all these random summons and these big swing turns off of Knuckles. I actually thought this card would be even higher. It's kind of the most prominent villainous factor in the meta today. But as you'll see, it still gets outranked by lots of Demon Hunter cards in this video, so only made it to number 8. Next up at number 7, it's Voracious Reader. And, sometimes it's hard to talk about cards. Sometimes the words just don't come, and you're never as eloquent or as poetic as you want to be, and it's really hard making videos. But thankfully, one viewer out there summed it up just so perfectly. They said it better than I ever could. They really boiled down the essence of the hatred for this card into one simple and powerful phrase: aggro poo-poo. And that's what Voracious Reader's all about. It's actually not even maybe the funniest comment. Somebody wrote, "She's so annoying because she looked like my teacher Dagthere, and she very annoying." So someone out there either has a teacher named Dagthere, or maybe it's their teacher's daughter who looks like Voracious Reader. But in any case, we all find her annoying. Don't worry. All right, number 6 here, quite fitting for a 6-mana card. Skull of DUL'DAN. Apparently I typoed that one, but you know what? I'm gonna roll with it. It's pretty dull to lose to Skull of Gul'dan over and over again. If you play Demon Hunter, you suck, somebody out there says. Why does this card still exist? I don't know. And does this really need an explanation, Regis? No, I don't think so. Next up here, it's another Demon Hunter card. Who could have guessed? This time around, we got Blade Dance. And Blade Flurry died for this. Yeah, this is definitely the Chad version of Blade Flurry, at least the current version of Blade Flurry anyway, because you get to go face with Blade Dance most of the time. You clear your opponent's stuff, and then you hit them for 15, apparently even 20 damage, according to one viewer out there. And that's really frustrating, because Demon Hunter's just so good at cleaning up even giant stuff. 10 tins, I don't care, I got a Blade Dance, and I'm going to hit you for 10, 12 health anyway. That's frustrating. And of course, Soul Fragment Demon Hunter has been one of the best decks in Hearthstone up until the nerf to Blade Dance here to 3 mana. It certainly feels better at 3 mana, but I think we all know at 2 mana, this card was just completely bonkers. I was calling for a nerf for it for a long time. We finally got it, but we don't forget. We still hate you, Blade Flurry. I mean, Blade Dance. Blade Dance. Guys, this is unbelievable. Another Demon Hunter card at the number 4 spot. It's Wind Slice, as I like to call it. Wind Slice. Isn't that really clever, guys? Man, I'm so smart. And really, Twin Slice makes so much sense. I think it's kind of the fuel, the engine for all of the Demon Hunter problems. For cards like Blade Dance, it's good because of things like Twin Slice. Just because it stacks up so much damage so quickly, creates all that pressure, enables all those synergies. It's really, really, really important. And I think this person put it really well. How do you nerf a card and make it more frustrating? That's a great question, because somehow getting nerfed made Twin Slice, I think, arguably better, particularly in odd Demon Hunter and Wild, but even in standard format as well. Twin Slice just feels like it pumps out so much pressure, and it's a big part of the reason Demon Hunter has been the most frustrating part of Hearthstone in 2020 for most people. So look, hey, as we get into the top 3, it's not a Demon Hunter card. That's amazing. But here's the trick, right? Here's the thing, is that there were so many hated Demon Hunter cards from like the 11 to 20 spots. Things like, I don't know, like Battle Fiend and the Bladed Lady, the new one, and the old one that deals all the chop damage. Priestess of Fury, I think is her name. All of those stole votes because nobody could figure out which Demon Hunter card they hated the most, allowing cards like Convincing Infiltrator here to slip in undetected with his disguise, saying "Greetings, fellow humans" over and over and over again. And I was still kind of surprised because Convincing Infiltrator is not a card we see in the meta a ton right now. It's, it's around, but it's not a big, high tier prominent deck or anything right now. So it's really a testament to just how terrible this card is for people that they remembered it and focused on it. Even now, this one came top of mind to people because it's just that annoying. And moving on here to the number 2 card, another surprise here for me a little bit. It's TICKATUS. And, the reason this one shocked me is because I looked ahead to the future, which you guys don't know yet, to the most beloved cards of 2020. And TICKATUS ranked pretty highly on that list. So I was like, man, he's both the most hated and loved of Hearthstone cards for the entire year. And it makes sense because it's really fun to mess with your opponent's stuff and, destroy their big legendary cards. But when you're sitting on the other side of that and your awesome legendary gets destroyed, TICKATUS is a pretty feel-bad card. It's just, you don't get to play the stuff that you put in your deck. So I understand why that's really frustrating for people. I'd say, especially if you're somebody who plays like big combos or just big awesome stuff like Cthulhu, or you just crafted a shiny new legendary and you can't wait to get it off. Your opponent drops TICKATUS, they destroy all those things you care about. That's a pretty bad experience. So this is one of those cards that's like swinging the fun pendulum a little too far, perhaps, in both directions, and that can be a problem card, and clearly it is, because most of you, the second most hated card of the entire year, this one is clearly causing people some frustrations and problems. So even though some people love him, a lot of people hate TICKATUS as well. And then finally, back to number 1 spot, where it belongs, with Demon Hunter and KAYN SUNFURRY. I mean, probably, right? Yeah, it makes sense. So, yeah, I was actually shocked that this card stood out the most among all the most hated Demon Hunter cards. I thought like Skull of Gul'dan would take the top spot, but I get it, right? Because KAYN was the first charge card we saw, in a really long time, and he's like the super ultimate charge card that just completely breaks taunt in the process, which it feels like it kind of encapsulates what Demon Hunter is all about, which is just that super high pressure output. Kind of feels like it breaks the rules a lot of the time. 1 mana hero powers, crazy damage output, super draw efficiency, ignoring taunt altogether. All of that just kind of feels like it's not fair. So KAYN is like the most broken in a way. So even though KAYN's not as popular in the meta right now, he hasn't been something that's prominently run all that regularly in Demon Hunter over the last few months, at least. Despite that, KAYN still represents all of the Demon Hunter problems, I think, more than any other card. And that's exactly why you guys ranked him as your #1 most hated card of 2020. And there you go, folks. That's it for the most hated cards. We got a lot more yearly recap videos coming, so stay tuned. Drop a subscription if you want to see those. We got the most loved cards, the favorite and least favorite decks, I think, and like fixes and improvements to Hearthstone that we want to see in 2021. So lots of opinions from you guys on Hearthstone that I'm happy to share, because you guys left obviously some really funny and insightful sorts of comments. So thanks much for sharing your thoughts, and I'm sure you'll share even more in the comments below, so thanks for that as well. Thanks much for watching, and until next time, game on.